Hello everybody and welcome back to The Painted Teacher. Today I have a special guest. This is Catcher. This is my middle son. He loves art, and so today he's going to do a project with us. We're not going to talk about a specific artist or a special technique, but we are going to have fun with a chalk sunflower. He's reaching for it. He's ready to show you. We're going to have so much fun with our chalk sunflower. So let's get started. Let me tell you what materials you're going to need for today's lesson. You're going to need some glue. I like to call this drop glue. So this is our glue stick. We're not going to need him today, so we're going to put him away. We're going to use our white school glue, okay? So we're going to use that. We need a piece of black construction paper and a pencil. You're going to need a pencil, just a regular pencil, no colored pencils. You could use white, I guess, if you wanted to. The pencil is going to show up really well on your black paper. So today's purpose, so that you can see how I draw a sunflower, I'm going to be drawing my sunflower on a white piece of paper, and then I already have a pre-drawn sunflower on black paper.
Mine,
so
Mom.
yeah, that's yours. But so for today's purpose, I'm going to draw on white paper so that I can show you how we're going to draw our sunflower. Okay? So you just sit back and wait. Okay? All right. So the first thing, So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our paper. Now remember, your paper is going to be black and you're going to be using a pencil, but I'm just going to show you how to draw our sunflower, okay? Now, in my final piece, I have 2 sunflowers. You can have as many as you want or as few as you want. I chose 2. I think it's beautiful with 2 on there. Catcher also chose 2 sunflowers. So let's get started. So how many ever sunflowers you want? We're going to start with the center of the sunflower, okay? I'm going to do just like my sample, and I'm going to do 2 sunflowers. I'm going to put one on one side of my paper and then one on the lower side of my paper. So to start, we're going to make one big circle. And so I'm going to start about right here and make my large circle. Just like that. Now I'm going to come right down here, and maybe you want to make this one a little smaller, or maybe you want to make this one really big. I think I'm just going to make him smaller. I'm going to put him right here.
Mom, you know I can see
Little
it
baby
from the
sunflower.
back.
Yep. Oh, he said he can see it from the back. So we've got our circles. Now we need to put our petals on our sunflowers.
Mom, see?
Now sunflowers are known for their many petals. So here we go. We're going to make like a teardrop shape. We learned this a couple weeks ago about our parentheses for our leaves. So we're going to do something similar to that when we go to do our sunflowers. So I like to start at the base. I'm going to come up and then back down. Okay?
I can still see
Just like that. So we're going to go all the way around our circle, and now maybe some of them you want them to go off the page. Do you see how I went off the page there? And that's okay. You can pick them back up and come back down. Makes it more fun that way. Go all the way around your circle with your petals. We're going to stick to one side. Oh, and he hit that one. That's okay. We're just going to pick him back up over here and keep on going. So remember, you're using your pencil and your black paper, but I'm using white paper so that you can see me draw. Okay? Now, when you're done with one of the sunflowers, you're going to come down here and put some petals on your other sunflower. Okay? Now, because this one overlapped here, that's okay. We can maybe make this one look like he's going behind this sunflower. Okay? So we'll just pick up where that petal left off. So go all the way around your circle again with the smaller one. Have fun with it. Maybe you want your petals to be a different shape. That's fine too. So now we have our sunflower with our lots of petals. Now on mine, final piece, I added a stem with some little leaves. So if you would like to add some stem and little leaves, I'm going to show you how. So I'm turning my paper vertically. Vertically goes up and down, horizontal goes side to side. So we're going to turn it vertically, and I'm going to make my stem come down from the bottom here. So all we're doing is finding a place where we want our stem to come from. I want him about right here. So I'm going to go down, just like that, and your line can be wavy or straight. I'm going to make him wavy. We're going to give him a big stalk, so go all the way down to your paper. If you want to add a leaf, I kind of made mine look like it was kind of wilting or falling over. So I'm going to make a little line going down and a line connecting it. Okay? Now on this part, we want to put some little lines, some veins in our leaf. Okay? Okay, so I just added that right there. I think that's all I want. I don't think I want a stem for this one. We're just going to leave him like that. I kind of like it. Or maybe we should add a stem because he's just kind of floating there, isn't he? So maybe we should have a stem. Catcher agreed. Maybe we should have a stem. We'll put a little leaf there too. Why not? All right, so we got our 2 leaves. I got our stems. Now, when you're drawing your petals and your leaves and your stem, make sure you make them nice and large. Woo, excuse me. Make sure you make them nice and large. If you make them really small, tracing it with glue is going to be kind of hard because that's our next step. So make sure you make your petals nice and large with lots of bold, big lines. Not lots of small, detailed lines, okay? Big, bold lines. I'm going to set this down because in just a moment, you're going to need your glue, okay? When your sunflower is drawn, the next step is to take your glue and you're going to trace around all of your lines with your glue, okay? Now, I'm not going to show you that because I don't think you're going to be able to see my white glue on my white paper. But you just need to know that when you go, you're going to keep a steady grip on your glue and you're going to give steady pressure and you're going to trace those lines. Almost as if you were just tracing with your pencil. You're just going to use the glue and you're going to go around every one of your lines. Okay? Now, if you're wanting to break this up into 2 days, I suggest that because the glue has to dry before you can do your chalk, okay? So maybe you're doing it all in 1 day. I would give it a good long time to dry. You want those glued lines to dry, okay? And so Catcher, that's right. Catcher says I should show you mine. So I have made one of a sample, and I'm going to try to move it around. So oh, there we go. You can see those good lines there. So my glue is dry now on my black paper. This is what it looks like. You can see my sunflower. Catcher wants to show you his. He made lots of petals on his. Still big and bold lines. It's going to be a lot of fun to color. So when your glue is dried, you are ready for the next step. Now, the other material that you need that I forgot to mention is chalk. We need the chalk. Catcher and I are just using, we have a big bucket of just sidewalk chalk. If you have some fancier small little sticks or some oil pastels, that's fine. We're just using regular old sidewalk chalk that we've had outside for a while. So we are going to use sunflower colors, yellows, those warm colors that we talked about a few weeks ago.
Yellow, orange, red.
Yes. And then we're also going to use green for our stems. And then we each chose a background color. In my final piece, I used purple. Okay? And I think Catcher is going to use white. So you can use whatever color you want. So Catcher, are you ready to get started?
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right. The first thing we're going to do is I'm going to grab my yellow. So I'm just going to grab a yellow piece of chalk. You got some right here, babe.
Oh.
And then we're just going to color in our petals. So it's kind of hard to see. So I'm going to kind of find a good angle. There we go. So find your petals, and you're just going to color it in with your chalk. Stay inside those lines, okay? And I'm going to put this down so I can bear down really well. You want to kind of bear down with your chalk. Get lots of that color off on that petal. And you're going to do this to all of your sunflower petals, how many ever you chose to do. Just color those in yellow. Now, you're not going to rub just yet, okay? We're going to wait for that. So right now, we're just coloring inside those petals. So let me show you what that looks like. I've got one sunflower done. I'm not doing anything yet. I'm not rubbing. I'm not shaking it off. I'm not blowing off the dust. Just leave them just like that, okay? So go ahead and do your other sunflower. How are you coming along?
Good.
Good. We had lots of fun making these, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
And even though we waited a few days for ours to dry and we came back to it, you can do that too. You can have fun making your sunflower and then glue tracing it and then just wait for chalk. It's fun. All right. So while Catcher finishes up, I'm done with mine. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some orange. I want my sunflower to really have some depth and some warmth. So I'm going to add some orange to mine. So I'm just taking my orange chalk and I'm going to go right over top of my yellow. And I'm not coloring all of the petal in with my orange. I'm just kind of sticking some little highlights of orange. And I'll show you that in just a moment on this top bit. See how I just added that in there? I'm going to do the same thing to the bottom. Be careful not to get your fingers too chalky while you're touching your paper because we want those colors to really stand out. Oh, good job, Catcher. You're doing a great job. You want to show your friends what you're doing?
Okay.
Oh, he's got one more petal and he's going to show you. He's doing a great job. Good job.
There.
Want to show them what you've got?
Uh-oh. It went off.
That's okay. Good job. I love Catcher's petals. Those are so much fun.
Right now, it kind of looks like it's real.
It kind of does. Good job. You want to throw some orange in there? So I'm done with my orange. So now I'm just going to take my fingers, and you can see all the dust falling off. I'm just going to take my fingers, and I'm just going to rub this in, okay? Make it a little softer. So just go around and rub that chalk in. And I think this is my favorite part. I like rubbing the chalk with my finger. It feels really cool. And you'll notice as you're rubbing in the chalk with your finger that it doesn't stick to our glue lines. So it's a lot of fun to kind of watch the chalk doesn't stick to the glue. It's a lot of fun. So as you're rubbing in, remember to stay inside those lines. We don't want our chalk to hit our background. We're going to give it a background all on its own. So I've rubbed mine in. You can see it's a little softer now. Now we want to get all that dust off. So just give your little paper a little beating on the desk, or you can give it a good little blow. Okay? So we're all done here. I'm going to let Catcher catch up because his looks great. Oh, he's already done. He's such a fast artist too.
Hi.
Awesome. I love that. Now in mine, you want to get a little closer?
Yeah. Sorry.
Looking good. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add some red. We want to give it a little bit more just pop. Now with the red, I didn't put it all over mine in my piece. I just put it in a few hints and spots, okay? So that's what we're going to do to this one. You can put it wherever you want. You can put as much red or as little red. I really like the red. I think it's a fun little addition to our sunflower leaves. Another great fall project. Okay, so I've got my red in there, and again, I'm just going to use my finger and rub it in.
Yay, rubbing.
Is that your favorite part too?
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Mom, look at mine.
Ooh, I love how much red you put in yours. That looks awesome.
That's like rainbow.
I love it. So here's my final piece. Again, I'm just going to tap him on the table. Give him a good blow. There's my sunflower leaves, or petals, excuse me, not leaves, petals.
Okay, I'm done.
All right, you want to show the camera yours? Oh, yeah, one more.
I got that one.
Oh, I love that. Can I show him how much red you used? I love how much red he put in his. That's beautiful. All right, Catcher, tell them what's next.
The stem.
The stem. We got the stem and the leaves. So we're going to take our green chalk, and we're just going to color in our stem same way that we did our petals. Color them inside those lines.
Yeah, but if you go on the lines, then you're still fine.
That's right. Because when you rub over those chalk lines, it kind of goes away, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my stem is all done. I rubbed him in. I shook him off. How yours doing? Oh, you forgot to rub. You forgot to rub.
Wait,
Rub him in. There you go. Oh, so much nicer when you rub it in. Gets those stark lines and it makes it nice and soft.
There.
Beautiful. You want to show it off? Looking good, looking good.
The next
All
part
right.
is brown.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I almost went to our background. You're right. We've got to do our brown center. So take your brown chalk. Rub him in there. The fun spaces. And then rub him in.
I'm done before you, Mom.
Oh, you beat me. So pretty. Look at those centers. Good
Next
job.
time for the background.
Well, hold on. Before we get to our background, I wanted to show our viewers something else. So in mine, I put just a tiny few little black dots in there, and then I just barely rubbed them in. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. So I did my little black dots with my chalk, and then I'm just going to barely rub them in with my finger. It just, again, gives it some depth and texture. It makes it really look like there's a little center there to your flower. Okay? Oh, yeah, that looks good. And then just barely rub them in. Not all the way. Oh, I love that. Yeah. Great job, Catcher. I love it. Look at that. So great. That is so good. All right, now it's time for the background. So choose your favorite color. I chose purple in my last one. I think I'm going to do blue for this one.
I think I'm going to do blue.
You're going to do blue too? I would use like a darker blue.
Oh, how about this one?
That might be too light. That might blend into our petals.
Oh.
Oh, that's a perfect blue. Yes, that's going to be perfect.
That's short.
Yeah, that's okay. It doesn't have to be long. So go ahead and now color in your background. All the spaces
That means a lot of rubbing.
It does mean a lot of rubbing. Go behind all of your petals, behind your stem. Get all of that black space. Now the fun part about doing the background is you can just rub on the side of your chalk and get bigger spaces. Kind of like you would use the side of your crayon to color in a large space. You can do the same thing with your chalk. Covers a larger surface area in a smaller amount of time. It's called being smart, lazy. Oh, I love these. Catcher, these are looking so great. Oh, your blue is even darker than mine. That's so pretty. All right, so here's my finished look. Now, I need to rub, so I'm going to go ahead and rub my background.
Wait, I catch up.
Catcher's is going to be beautiful. He chose a really deep blue. We, at our house and where we live, are Carolina Panthers fans, and his reminds me of the Carolina Panthers. With his black and blue. Check that out. So beautiful. Go ahead and rub in your background.
Yay.
Love this. All right, there is my finished piece. I love it. We'll let Catcher finish his too. I hope that you guys had fun today with our chalk art project. A different medium or material to be used today. It was a lot of fun. I really liked it. You can also just draw this on your sidewalk, right? You don't have to use glue, I guess. This looks great, Catcher. Good job.
Yeah.
Good. You want to show your final piece? Awesome. Check it out. Here are our 2 finished sunflower pieces. We did so good. High five, dude. All right.
Dirty high five.
Well, we will see you next time on The Painted Teacher. Bye, guys.